I finally got my computer fixed. This is my 5th time recording this. I'm really going to try to speak fast because I don't want to record it again. I'm going to do one more of these because these really helps me speak clearly and not rely on so much on editing to kind of save myself. It really helps me to make very clear thoughts and enunciate. And so I want to do one more of these with His Three Daughters. It's available right now on Netflix. It stars Elizabeth Olsen, Natasha Lyonne, and Carrie Coon. It follows 3 sisters who come to live together for the final resting weeks of their father, who is currently in hospice and does not have that much longer to live. This is a very cathartic film. Once I heard about it maybe a year or 2 ago, I thought it was going to be really sappy. And those films are try super hard to make you cry to the point where it's kind of cringy. This is not like that. At first I thought it was going to be, but this is honestly a really cathartic and heartwarming film. Now don't get me wrong, I still did cry, but it's never trying to force you to cry. No one's ever going into a very dramatic monologue where they're crying all over. And this is a very realistic portrayal of trying to deal with someone in hospice. Because it just treats it like you never know what's going to happen. Every minute could be their last, and you truly never know. It's I need to be with this person at all times, but at the same time I also have to take care of everything else in my own life and deal with what happens when they go. I have to take care of everything for them. And I really love this film. It kind of hit a lot of things with me in my personal life right now, and I really love the central performances. These 3 sisters are from very different backgrounds. One of them is kind of played by Carrie Coon. She's from Brooklyn. She lives in Brooklyn now. She has a teenage daughter, doesn't really talk to her. She's kind of just like a Carrie Coon, very deadpan, to the point, a little bit serious and cocky. Not cocky, but a little bit snarky. We have Elizabeth Olsen, who is very optimistic and so full of life, and she very much kind of hides her pain, really is just very nice and heartwarming to the point where you almost think it's fake, but it's not. And she moved away to start a new family. And then you have Natasha Lyonne, who is a little bit of a stoner, and she gambles a lot, and she hangs out with her dad and really helped them through the final processes of which he needed to go into hospice. And all the central performances are great. I'd say my standout is probably Elizabeth Olsen, because she spent the past decade shooting stuff out of her hands, and this is a really different performance from her that I've seen in such a long time, so it's really refreshing. Carrie Coon and Natasha Lyonne are really good, but in my opinion they do kind of play I've seen them play these characters before. Natasha Lyonne, she kind of plays the comedic deadpan version, but it's energized in a way that it really fits in this dramatic space. She's really good. But I've seen these from Carrie Coon and Natasha Lyonne. It's really fresh from Elizabeth Olsen. And there's really not that many characters. It's a one location play. I think we leave the apartment complex maybe we go outside 3 times, and we visit a shop once, but for not even a minute. And so there's not really a lot of characters in this. I would say another standout is the father. He has an amazing monologue at the end. And there's also the jazz player from Babylon. He gives an amazing scene-stealing monologue also. The dialogue is really good in this. It's very realistic but theatrical at the same time. It very much feels like a play. It could be easily adapted for that. And I do really appreciate that. It's not really trying to, I don't know, it's very this movie is actually kind of cinematic, but it's not trying to be super dramatic and visual art piece. You know what I mean? It's very much taking a very realistic approach of people going through the process of losing someone in hospice. And I really did like that. I really love the cinematography and the use of colors in this. There's a lot of scenes where it's a whole black room and there's just the UV blue from the TV, or there's a bunch of warm colors when it's dark outside and we're just relying on a little bit of the lights. Like, is shot on film, so it looks really nice, and I really love the use of cinematography and colors and the blocking space here. Like how we just sit with these characters in such long takes where it makes you feel uneasy, but at the same time it can also make you feel safe sometimes. It's really good at building tension. And I don't really want to get too much into the film because I feel like you have to see it for yourself. There's only so much I can say about these kind of films because, indie films like this, like, it's really subjective in my opinion. I'd say check it out. Like, it's a really reassuring take on like people going through the process of grief and losing someone and reconnecting with family. I would say maybe my only like negative is kind of a nitpick is we don't really get like that much. Like, I would like change the ending a little bit, not so much. Like, I see people bashing the ending. I liked it, but I wish I could have maybe had like a little bit more reassurance of where these characters end up. But other than that, I really like this film. I would check it out. I know this wasn't the best review, I'm sorry, but this is the last one I'm going to do live, right? They're going to get better after this, as I said in all my other ones. Follow me on Letterboxd. I give this movie 4.5 out of 5 stars. Last one, I promise.